back at Goodman Gymnasium here in Salisbury, North Carolina for another. This time it will be the men. Newberry visiting Catawba here on this presentation of college basketball on SAC Live. We welcome you here courtside. I'm Daron Vaught. She's Erin Summers. And Erin, these two teams in a rare instance playing each other twice in a three-game stretch. How do you envision that affecting tonight's game?
Well, we've seen it in a lot of other leagues and conferences where they're playing back
at Goodman Gymnasium here in Salisbury, North Carolina, and just as we expected, a lot of pace to this game. It's been fun so far. Catawba got off to a hot early start. Newberry reeling it back in, and within 7 now. They had it within its grasp 5 points away from Catawba just moments ago.
Well, in the first few minutes of this game, Catawba was leading with 13 points off turnovers. Now, Newberry has 7 points off turnovers. They've closed that gap. They're creating some disruption on the defensive end, and that's leading to opportunities for them.
About 6 minutes of game time ago, Catawba led by 13. And that was the steepest it got for Newberry.
Steve Carter-Phillips coming in the game. He didn't play last game. He's somebody that can be a threat from outside.
Phillips goes underneath, embodying his way, laboring his way to the bucket is Anthony Peacock, the junior, who just checked in as well during the break. Wide open in the corner for 3. Johnson can't hit for Newberry, and it goes back to Catawba again. Burwell, the no-look behind him to Phillips. Extra pass. That 3 falls short.
Hey, it was pretty, everything but the finish.
Pelote unable to capitalize on the 3, but a steal in the backcourt. And now Catawba with it again. Pelote, the pump fake, goes into the lane. Wanted the dunk, but it skips over the rim. Ford in transition. Gives for the 3-point shot attempt by Tierney, which rattles in and out. And now Burwell to slow things down again. Against the sophomore, Robinson pulls up, and that one is in as well. His 5th make from beyond the arc, and that's already 20 points for the senior.
Burwell just rejected the screen, said, nope, I'm gonna take this 3, and good thing he's on fire from outside.
He's 5 of 9. Ford, the long 2, rips the bottom of the net. You're Catawba. You're going to trade 3s for 2s all day as long as Burwell is hitting. Gets by his man. Again, penetrates. The no-look pass. Phillips. Long on the 3, but the rebound pulled in. Peacock trying for the second chance. The 3rd is there with one hand, tips it in.
Just the focus and the effort that took to stay with that ball. He pays off with the basket.
We talked in the open about the trends of these teams. Newberry has won 5 of 6, while Catawba has lost 5 in a row. It doesn't look that way. It's certainly not playing out that way. Ford for 3, and it rattles through. And a timeout, as it's now a 9-point lead for Catawba, 33-24, 5:06 remaining in the first half. And Jason Taylor, the head coach for Newberry, wanted to regain his guys, although they've made a slight run here coming into the timeout following the Marcus Ford 3. He's, I would imagine, not going to let this timeout go by, Erin, without mentioning that guy right there and how to defend him.
Well, it's been apparent that Marcus Burwell is feeling himself from outside, and Newberry needs to make sure that they're staying on him when he's anywhere near the perimeter. Make sure they have a hand up or they're staying in front of him at all times. And he's done such a good job of just stepping back and creating that space, an easier look from outside. And then Catawba's also doing it from inside because they're staying aggressive. They're staying on the ball and making sure that they're getting those offensive rebounds.
And one begets the other usually, right? Burwell hitting 5 of 9 from 3-point range, a couple of his takes, misses albeit, but takes from really deep. That spreads the defense out, and then he's able to penetrate, kick it out. It gives him a lot of space to operate as Pilote skips it off the side. And Newberry pushing the tempo. Here's Ford in transition, in and out. Peacock the rebound.
The rest of the Catawba team needs to not get three-point happy, though. They need to be smart about the shots that they're taking. Try to take it inside, get a paint touch first.
Burt feeding Peacock underneath. Now they go to Phillips. And his three drops. Carter Phillips with his first make. Gets in on the three-point barrage and makes it a 12-point game.
Phillips got open because of the ball movement by the Indians. They moved it around and got the defense out of sorts. Phillips open on the outside look.
Ford gives to Kalen Lowe as it's stolen away. Now Phillips. Deflected lob. He wasn't trying to lob it up, but off the hand of a defender, it served that way for Terrence Whitfield, but it goes out of bounds, and that sends us to a timeout on the floor. 12 points, the lead for Catawba here in the first half. .356 left in the first half, and Catawba enjoying a 12-point lead largely because of that guy right there. Well, you did see him. There he is. Marcus Burwell, 5 of 9 from three-point range. He's had a lot of confidence from the get-go tonight.
20 points from the floor already. That's incredible. First half isn't even over. Burwell is somebody that's always been offensive-minded. He doesn't necessarily always make the smartest play. He's learning a lot this season. He's learning to read the defense, see where his options are, and it's definitely playing out today. He's taken open looks, good, smart shots from outside, and driving it or dishing it when he doesn't have the best option.
I would be interested to ask Marcus Burwell his thought process prior to this game, because he came out right out of the gate firing from way back in three-point range, and it has opened up the offense for everybody else because he's made some of them and now has to be defended from almost 30 feet from the basket.
Well, that's been an issue for Catawba all season. They haven't had that outside threat, so everybody just sits in the middle in the paint and keeps Catawba out of getting those easy to the rim shots, and definitely changes things up if you have that outside shooter.
Andrew Robinson mishandles, hits the floor, and loses the rock. And a foul called. That'll go against McCollum, who's been relatively quiet. Foul number 2 against him. He's 2 of 4 from the field, did have that three-point make, so he's got 5 points, 2 rebounds.
McCollum just seeing a lot of defensive pressure every time he gets the ball. Just getting a little frustrated inside, not being able to get his usual looks near the basket.
And it sends Marcus Burwell to the free throw line, where he's already 3 of 3 and a 75% shooter on the season. That gives him 21 points. He's already matched his total from 2 nights ago.
I know we're 3:30 out from half, but hopefully they have a bike wherever they're going and he can stay warm during the break.
Burwell's 2nd of 2. I thought you were going to go in a direction where you weren't talking about a stationary bike, Aaron. It's because of the story that we got from Coach Rob Perrin last night about Monday night. The team's bus broke down on the way back to Catawba, and they had to wait about an hour and a half. But he says they walked to the nearest, it was a service station where they could maybe grab some snacks, something to drink, something like that. He said it was about a mile and a half away. And the team and he, about 6 of the guys, enjoyed a nice little walk as Peacock lays it in for 2.
Hey, he said it was salt on the wound after the loss that they took Monday night, but maybe a bonding moment, and definitely things clicking a little bit better here today for the Indians.
The pass from Ford goes out of bounds, so the full court pressure paying dividends for Catawba as they now lead it by 16, and some substitutions on the way for Newberry. Zach Shoemate into the contest for the first time, as well as Luke Seals, the freshman. A couple of teams that really like to use their depth. Those are two guys that didn't see action in the game on Monday. As now Marcus Burwell being defended by Trevin Hobson. As Newberry turns it over, or forces a turnover rather. Geiger blocked from behind. Good heads-up play by Todd Bird, and Burwell takes the easy layup on the other side. Throws his arms up, perhaps wanted a foul. Maybe that's why he didn't go up for the slam.
Too quick to the basket. He beat the defense.
Good transition from the Wolves, and it results in a foul on Anthony Peacock. That'll send Malik Joseph, the guard from the Bahamas, to the free throw line. Here's another look at Burt's block.
And then Burwell on the opposite end just lays it in. Yeah, asking for that foul call, but wasn't much contact.
The freshman Joseph with a couple of free throws on the way. First rolls off the backside. And the second is short. So Catawba retains possession while holding its largest lead of the night at 18 points. Burwell with 24 points so far. Gets into the corner. Good ball movement here as Phillips puts it on the floor and slows it down. One-touch pass underneath. Peacock bodies his way in and can't hit. Now Geiger, pull up three is in. Ty Geiger shoots 37% from beyond the arc this season. Didn't think twice about that one. Now Burwell gets into the paint on the other side and kicks it outside. But after committing the offensive foul, the charge gives it back to Newberry. The good news for Catawba, Aaron, is that is just foul number 1 on Burwell. He's sort of been the lead with this full court pressure, playing aggressive defensively.
Yeah, he's somebody that we've spoken about how he's been so offensive minded, now really starting to tune into what he needs to do on the defensive end, and it starts that full court pressure. He's a fast player, he can be disruptive, really good at altering shots, passes, just kind of really bothering you on the offensive end of things.
Well, you were spot on about Burwell in the open. I'm going to point something else out. Obviously, the game isn't finished yet, but it's a 15-point Catawba lead. You spoke to the difficulty of beating a team twice in a row in a short stretch of time. I mean, this was 81-68 in favor of Newberry just 2 nights ago. These are 2 completely different games panning out.
Newberry on Monday night had 10 turnovers. Tonight they already have 11. Catawba's really good at turning you over if you don't focus on that. We're seeing that today. That's something that Newberry's gonna have to talk about at the half.
Geiger with another long attempt. Left it short, and a rebound for Catawba. Foul. We'll send it to the other side of the floor as Whitfield will go to the free throw line.
To your point about playing somebody almost back-to-back, Newberry comes in here with the confidence that they won already. Sometimes you come in overconfident, and the coach tells you, hey, do everything that you did on Monday to get the win. And it's a little harder to focus on that than Catawba coming in on their home court now, having certain things that they know that they need to do better, coming out here with a little more intensity.
The 1-and-1 as Whitfield misses the first. 72% on the season, and he was 2 of 2 from the line on Monday night. Hobson with a really nice dish underneath the basket, and Shoemate able to lay it in.
A great pass by Hobson inside.
Back within 13 for Newberry. Burwell utilizes the pick and roll and laying it up easily is DJ Johnson. It's evident that Coach Taylor for Newberry may have told his guys, hey, replicate what you did the other night, and he wasn't seeing it early on, which is why we're seeing a lot of the faces and players that we didn't see on Monday night.
They came out here almost a little lackadaisical, so we see new people in the ball game. Hobson with the dish, just a beautiful finish by Shoemate. These are players that didn't start the game but are coming in here and having effect on things late in the first half.
Geiger, another three-point shot attempt, and he gets the shooter's roll. Another make for Geiger, and specifically in the instance of Hobson and Shoemate, neither of those guys even saw the floor on Monday night. So this was clearly a case of Coach Thompson saying, all right, it's not working what was working on Monday. We're going to try something else and win another way. Cutting to the basket and banking it in with a foul on the back end is Whitfield. He wanted a lob that time. The first time he didn't want it. It was deflected into a lob. He wanted the lob and didn't get it that time, Aaron.
There he calls for it, but it wasn't placed exactly in the right place for him to just take it to the hoop. So had to come down, take an extra step with it. He was able to draw the foul.
Whitfield able to capitalize that time as he missed his only other free throw attempt prior to that. And a foul as Hobson tries to bring it up the floor. We'll stop the clock once again and lead to free throws. It's number 2 on Burwell. And now in the double bonus, Hobson will get 2 free throws. The junior, hometown guy here in Salisbury, North Carolina. It's the first and reels it within 14. Second rips the bottom of the net for Hobson. And now Booker Kusak, the sophomore, into the contest for the first time for Newberry. Maybe my favorite name on either of these rosters.
No, you just don't want a turnover here. You want to end the half strong.
Burwell clearing out space. Looks like he wants to potentially go one-on-one with Seals. Step back 3 isn't there. And the rebound goes down to Malik Joseph. Catawba, another shot at the buzzer, but nowhere near a good look. But Aaron, again, a 13-point loss for Catawba just 2 nights ago. They've turned it into a 13-point lead at the half here. Obviously not turning it over 20 times in a game. That's working. What else are you seeing?
The pace that they've been playing at, they've been pressuring so much on the defensive end that it's helping them find a rhythm on the offensive side of things. They're being able to get out quick in transition.